Good morning everyone, it's Dan here and I'm back at the Panthers Aqua Golf. Now I've asked Michael Oliver to come back out today and we'll have our second challenge. Now last time I did kind of trick Michael a little bit. Didn't tell him to bring a little boat or something to put all the clubs in to catch them as we found them. I've got my little flotation device here. That's just a little pool floaty thing and use that to put our clubs in. Still got my wetsuit that's still wet and cold from last night. We did a lovely little night dive down at Shiprock. Got our dive gear. Now today I should say, I'm gonna maybe try, where is it? Too much stuff. It's in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna try the Orca Torch 580. Just see how that goes in the water here. Probably not going to use the big girl, the one last night. Now that was such an awesome... Oh, hey, Dirtfish Mish. How you going, darling? Thanks for joining us on this lovely Friday morning. I'm glad you made it. As I was just saying, I tried this dive torch last night for a night dive, and it was absolutely awesome. The other divers I was with said it was like seeing a freight train. And when we came out of the water, we had a couple of people on land who said that you could see my light over everyone else's. It was really bright and running really well. So we're going to try the little torch today, just in this murky water at the cable park. We're just waiting for it to open up. But while we're waiting, we might just wander around. There's a little bit of a area. We could probably go around the fence. They haven't given me a key yet to get in here, but apparently a key's coming so I can access it earlier. So we can get more clubs out of the water. Hope everyone's having a good day already, wherever you are in the world. Mish in lovely Victoria. How's the weather down there? It was jolly hot up here yesterday. I think it was over 40 degrees. It's not meant to be that hot today, and it's certainly cold at the moment. But over the weekend, back up over 40. High fire warnings, all that kind of stuff. So I guess if I really wanted to, I could duck in over these nets. Weather not too bad today. Gonna get hot again soon. Yeah, absolutely. Gets hot down south too, down Victoria and all that kind of stuff. It always gets hot down there. Oh, little golf balls. Wonder how warm the water is. Usually when I come here, there's eels and all sorts of stuff. I'll drop down and see how cold it is. Oh. Well, that's actually really warm. Oh, what's that? Looks like someone's flag. First bit of river treasure. Oh. There we go, flag. So the object is at Aqua Golf is that you hit the balls out and you try and get them into the little signs here. And if you go into the sign there, I don't know if you can see it or not, that first sign in front says $15. There's one up the back, 150, and I think there's like a 5,000 one in the center there. Apparently there's a guy who came up from Wagga or from Melbourne or somewhere over, and it's won it like 2 times in a row, the big 5,000 jackpot. Out of the water. We're just waiting for Michael to turn up. We'll have a bit of a chat to Michael when he gets here. So we've got Dirtfish Mish. If you haven't seen her channel, make sure you check it out. She's doing some really good work down south there. She keeps on saying that the water's too cold though. Why is the water too cold there, darling? I think you said you had a wetsuit on order or something, or when are you going to get your new wetsuit so you can get in the water? Who else have we got in here today? We've got someone else here. It's too cold because I'm a big wuss. Maybe you need to get a dry suit. The only thing I worry about going in the water down south is the great white sharks. I know we get them everywhere, but South Australia and Victoria are quite known for their great whites. So when are you going back in for a hunt, Mish? Flies are out already. More rays than sharks in my spot. Yeah, look, I actually really do like some of the rays. There's some really pretty ones around. Just gotta be careful you don't tread on them. Get that barb through your foot or something. You can be a bit cranky when that happens. Saw lots of num rays last night, on my dive last night. If you don't know what a num ray is, a num ray is a stingray, or it's still part of the shark family as well, and it has electrical current. And first time I'd ever seen one, I'd never seen one before, and there was just this little black little tussly thing sticking out of the sand. And I was with my son, and we're up at the entrance, and I saw this little black thing, and I went to go touch it because I thought, oh well, maybe it's like a little anemone or something like that, and me being me, want to touch it. So I went to touch it, and it shoots out a bolt of electricity. And what that does, the little black little tassel thing attracts the fish, and the fish come in and they try to eat the little black tassel, and they get electrocuted, stuns the fish, and then the num ray comes around and goes yom and has a bit of a bite. So they're actually really interesting. And there was maybe 5 or 6 of them last night, and there was a cracking big one. There's one probably a metre diameter. That was probably the biggest one I've seen. But he was tucked away underneath a little rock. So we've got 3 people now. We don't have num rays here. Oh, well, as I said, I've only ever seen them in Sydney. There might be more around. I'm sure they kind of go in different areas, but they're very common here in Sydney. And if you're scuba diving or even snorkeling along the shallows and you're in the sand, you've got to be really careful, because if you go over the top of them, they'll give you a bolt, and it's like getting tasered. It's really, really quite painful. So really heavy duty electric fence kind of feeling. So we don't really want to find too many of those. They're nice to see from a distance, but you don't want to obviously get on top of them because they hurt. They hurt a lot. Where are you, Oliver? You should be here by now. Well, while we're waiting, if anyone has any questions about the kind of gear that we carry, I might as well just talk about a little bit about scuba diving stuff, because not everyone scuba dives. So these are what are called your regulators, your first and second stage regulators. You've got a second Oki here, which is used for like an emergency. Sometimes I do carry what's called a pony bottle, which is a second little cylinder that goes on the back, but I'm not carrying it today. It's not deep enough here. Got my trusty little dive knife. This is called a BCA, so buoyancy control device. So that's what I use to inflate and deflate, which allows me to go up in the water and also drop back down. We've got little removable weight pockets that go in the side there. So they're just to help me keep down, especially because I've got my big thick wetsuit, because I am too a wuss. He doesn't like getting too cold. Obviously we've got cylinders, just running an aluminium cylinder today. I've got a couple of steels and also aluminium. The aluminium ones aren't too bad kind of thing, but they tend to be what's called negative buoyance. So when they run out of air, they start to float, which isn't too bad, but it's just another thing you've got to adjust your BCD so you sit in the right position in the water. We've got our little catch bag. It's seen better days. Some of my gear's actually copping a hiding lately. I need to buy myself a new bag because it's fallen apart. The wife has already sewed on some new stitching a couple of times, but I still got bottles in here from last night that I didn't pull out and have a look at. Let's have a look at the bottles we found. What's that one? It's got a B on it. B for barnacles, because there's plenty of barnacles on it. So I think that's like a wild turkey or something like that. I'm not a big drinker, so I don't really know all the types of bottles, but I think that's a fairly modern bottle. There's nothing too fancy about that. What else we got here? I know there was another bit of broken glass in here that I picked up. Another screw top one, so yeah, that's just another bit of thing. It's always good to get that out of the thing. I think we'll throw that in the bin, that one. That's no good. Oh, might as well toss that one as well. Should I keep it or toss it? Try not to collect too much stuff because the wife will get a bit cranky with me. Bit of a hoarder at the best of times, but I'm trying my best not to be. Yeah, where's Saltwater Sean when you need him? I know he's got to toss it down. It's trash. Yeah, you're right. I agree. Yeah, Saltwater Sean. I haven't seen he put a new video up. I think last night maybe. In the bin it goes. Urgh. Probably should go in the recycling, but they haven't got a recycling bin here. So we use a couple of different cameras to do our work. I've got my GoPro 8 on my mask. It's a really good camera. I'm really quite happy with it, but it sucks a lot of memory. Got my little Canon, which I just use for like the intros and all that. It's got my fisheye lens on it. And then I've just got like another little GoPro, which I use for any close-ups and that kind of stuff. Well, where's Michael? He's not Michael? No. What I might do, guys, I might end the live stream here, and when Michael gets back, I will turn it back on and we can have a bit more of a chat. If no one's got any questions, we'll see you in a short while.